you are speaking this evening, there's a sign-in sheet here. We ask that you please sign in. We also ask that you please direct all questions, comments, and concerns to the board. Please speak into the microphone. If you do need to speak to one another, please take it out to the hallway. It interferes with our ability to hear those that are presenting. And as always, we're going to remain courteous to one another. We're going to start, and I want to welcome everyone to the November 27th, 2013 meeting of the Architectural Board of Review and Historic Preservation. My name is Curtis Highsmith, and I am your chair. Introduce our panel. We have Ham Hogue, Esther Pastor, Christina Redding is on her way, but we also have Brian Brady. Zach Studenroth, our historic consultant, is not here this evening, but we do have legal counsel, Bo Robinson, and as always, Antoinette, we thank you for being here as well. We're going to start this evening's meeting with signs, and first application, please.
Mr. Chairman, CBRE for 11 Jobs Lane for a real estate sign.
Step forward. Your name for the record, please.
My name is Scott McCumber. I'm from National Image Sign Company representing CBRE in the application.
Signs for sale, for lease, telephone number, website.
One on the column, sorry, excuse me, if you just go to the third page. Where Morley's sign is currently on the corner
Okay.
of Jobs.
I see with the position. Brian, any comments?
No, but are they asking us? There's two options there.
Well, no, the one option was
There may be
Was-
two options.
The one option,
the one option was crossed out.
the preferred option would be to have the names listed on the sign, which is consistent with their prototypical sign. And then as a second option would be something a little more simplistic with just, I believe, just the phone number on it.
So you did not do the cross out. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know, it's crossed out?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't do that. That's the one they would like to have, but they will go
So I
with
want you to overlook the cross out, and they're proposing either or.
I would vote for option 2 at that
Option
point.
2.
Option 2.
Option two is
Although it's
simplistic.
not consistent with their normal signage, I think your decision is the right one because they're trying to do too much with a small sign.
You're presenting well. Any public comment on the application? Motion to approve option 2.
Okay, and the location would be similar to the one that's in the photograph?
Correct.
Very good, thank you.
I make a motion that we approve the sign for CBRE 11 Jobs Lane, option 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Good luck.
Thank you for your time.
Next application, please.
Two applications, Mr. Chair. One is for storefront and the other for awnings for Amanda Bliss. Sorry.
Is the applicant present?
Yes. My name is Anthony Droz. I'm with Hampton Signs.
Okay. Start first with the awning. You have a sample of the actual swatch or an actual sample of the awning?
I don't have an actual sample, but I have the color. It's terracotta. It would be most similar.
Does it mimic, or is it the exact?
It's like a burn. I can show you in here as a reference, if that's all right.
You have chiropractor, you have the name, as well as yoga. So each awning will individually state, I guess, the use of its space.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Retractable sign? Retractable awning?
I'm not 100% sure on that. I would have to check. Let me just...
While he's checking, Brian, do you have any comments?
No, I think it's very tasteful.
Master?
I like it with the brick, so I'm fine with it.
Ham?
Well within our guidelines. Looks good. There's also the application of the eye place that I got stuck to the bottom of that, by the way.
Okay.
It would be... Can I pass this to you
Sure.
guys? Be closer to one of these two colors. Yeah, terracotta is it's a color similar to like
These two are the range samples?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Any public comment on the awning?
Both these Pantone 1665, 1675 range. Okay.
All right, for the awning, motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the awning for Ananda Bliss Yoga, 39 Windmill Lane, with the Pantone colors as noted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And now the sign.
Mr. Chair, Universal, I'm
No,
sorry,
we have to sign
Amanda
that.
Bliss for their storefront sign. 39 Windmill.
Is there a sign there now? There's nothing there now, correct?
I don't believe so, no. On the other side.
Signed up by code enforcement, black, white. And this is the font, correct?
Yes.
It's not a lit sign, correct?
Simple.
No.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Any public comment on the sign? Motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the sign for Ananda Bliss Yoga, 39 Windmill Lane, for the storefront sign.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Next application is Universal I, 67 Hampton Road,
I will
for
recuse myself
storefront
on this.
sign.
Okay.
Anthony Droz from Hampton Signs.
That's okay. So it's
It's just a lettering applied?
it's an actual universal and the I, not verbiage. It's shown as just an I.
Correct, and the material would be the same as the Richard one. If you can see next to it on the right, it's the same exact material and lettering as that.
Nisi, yeah, Dr. Nisi.
It's maintain consistency.
Same color, same style
Yes,
as the Nisi sign.
yes.
Isn't that brass?
I believe it
Easy.
is. It should be on the application, though, I think.
Ham, any questions?
Nope, it's appropriate.
Christine?
Matches the other three we've, okay.
Fine.
Any public comment on the sign? Motion to approve?
I make a motion that we approve. What sign are we on?
Number 4.
Let me do it.
Sorry. I make a motion that we sign, we approve the sign for Universal I at 67 Hampton Road.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last.
Amman Developers, but I have the application, but I don't see any paperwork that came along with it.
May I
Go ahead.
say something? I believe they tried to cancel the application, but they couldn't get it off the agenda in time, so we actually wanted to adjourn it anyway. I'm
You're
here to
asking for an
represent them.
adjournment?
Yes.
Motion to approve applicant's request to adjourn.
I make a motion that we approve the applicant and developer's request to adjourn at 67 Hampton Road to our next meeting.
Second.
I'm sorry, did you say until our next meeting, or is there a time that you?
I did not.
What date?
I don't
To a
have it.
future date.
Yeah, till a future date. Would we be able to reapply if necessary?
Well, there's no reapplying. Is it an open application now? I'm just
Okay.
asking if we're going to be placing a adjournment. Usually we ask for a time. So for now, it's a standing until further.
Yes, that'd be.
You understand after
Yes.
3 or 4 meetings, a letter will
Curtis,
go
just
out?
adjourn it to a December 11th, and in the meantime, you can
I'll have them.
write
get
a
in
letter
touch.
if you need to further adjourn it, or do what you need to do before then.
That'd be perfect. Thank you. I'd appreciate
I was
that.
going to say. Thank you, Bo.
The second.
But that's been moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I knew that's what
Thank
you
you.
were thinking.
Thank you.
Concludes our signs for this evening. First application, historic applications closed for written decision by council.
Chair David and Sylvia Hermer, 51 Pond Lane, to demolish existing dwelling, cottage, garage, swimming pool, and shed, and construct a new 2-story single-family dwelling. This has been closed for written decision, according to the agenda.
Not prepared yet, correct?
Correct.
Application, all right. So it's already adjourned, doesn't require any further. Next application, please.
This application is Philip and Nina Edwards at 395 First Neck Lane. There's a written decision in front of you, and the original instrument is on your desk.
What's the original?
I'm sorry, I beg your
It's in the
pardon.
file.
The copies are there.
I need the original.
Okay.
Council?
The written decision, based upon the consensus of the board, approves the application as submitted, and an affirmative vote on the motion would be to approve the application. And for the sake of expediency, the next 3 applications in the historic district are all the same, with approvals based upon the board consensus.
Motion to approve written decision by council.
Make a motion that we approve the written decision by council for Philip and Nina Edwards at 395 First Neck Lane.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next application is for Anthony Nolione, or I've never pronounced this guy's name.
Contoleone.
What's that?
Contoleone.
Contoleone, at 328 North Main Street.
Can we have the written decision, please? And motion to approve written decision by council.
Make a motion that we approve the written decision by council for Anthony Pontolian at 328 North Main Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'll get it. Next application is Captain's Neck LLC.
Motion to approve written decision by council.
Make a motion that we approve the written decision by council for Captain's Neck LLC at 301 Captain's Neck Lane.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And next application.
Next application is for Richard Bromley, 65 Post Crossing for construction of additions in pergola. It's the original and the last one.
Antoinette, I'm recused from this.
Okay. Motion to approve written decision by council. Recuse Brian Brady.
Make a motion that we approve the written decision by council for Richard Gormley at 65 Post Crossing. Ryan Bailey is recused.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next application, please.
Next application is Marcia Rickless, 700 Meadow Lane for construction of an accessory shed and deck, or arbor, sorry.
Good evening. We prepared a couple of renderings for the board.
Sorry?
Them.
So stand.
You want to write it on there, the date?
Oh, wait.
Just write it on there?
Yes.
Rickless. What is this guy? Maybe housekeeping will do for a second.
I don't see it here. It's 400 Meadow.
I don't see Rickless. Got it?
Yeah.
This is Rickless's file? Yes. Affidavits?
All right. Yes, maybe sits.
File is this new information?
This is new information.
You've executed on 65 Post?
And I just need your name of record.
Kirk Lehman.
Thank you.
Yes, I do.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. You want that in the file or separate?
Separate for now. I have to address the file. Proceed.
The proposal is for two small accessory structures. One is a bike shed, which is on the cover page. The bike shed is approximately 14 feet tall. The materials are in keeping with the existing house and garage. This structure is not visible from Meadow Lane. It's very low and hidden by vegetation. Very small structure and identical to the materials on the house.
Stucco.
Stucco finish, painted trim, shake roof,
Height.
14 feet.
Any questions about the accessory structure, Brian?
No, I think it's great.
Christine?
Yeah, I think it's lovely.
Esther?
Wonderful.
Pam?
Thank you.
The second structure is a open-air arbor, which we're fabricating next to her swimming pool. This structure, we're taking cues from the south porch of the house. Is these very elegant post and lattice work that they have on the house from the 20s, and we're replicating that into an open-air arbor. Painted
How does
white.
this differ from what was in file?
Just renderings for the board's use, identical in terms of the architectural drawings.
Very good.
Height of the pergola?
About 10 feet, a little more than 10 feet.
Wood?
Wood. Hand-hewn post and painted rafters.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Christine?
No, I think it's very appropriate, very
Paul?
lovely.
Brian?
I love it. Great.
Pam?
Great.
We do have our historical consultant here this evening, but I'm sure he would have no challenges with the overall aesthetics. It doesn't seem there's any opposition of the board. Minimum impact to not only the structure, but from any visible right-of-way or purview. But you're mimicking exactly what the original design of the house. I have no issue. Is there any public comment on the application? The application is located in the historic district.
Yes.
Therefore, it requires written decision. So as of right now, we will adjourn the application so that we can empower our council to prepare a written decision at our next, hopefully, at our next meeting.
Great.
Do you have any questions?
No, that's it.
Anything else from the board?
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Motion to adjourn for written decision.
I make a motion that we adjourn the application of Marcia Rickless at 700 Meadow Lane for a written decision by our council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And next application.
Next application is John Aquino for demolition of an existing dwelling at 281 North Main.
Good evening, my name is John Anthony Aquino. I'm not the one that applied for this. With my brother David and my brother Chris prepared a lot of paperwork and photographs for you. I'd like to read a short statement. We are seeking relief of the historical designation of our parents' house at 281 North Main Street. We would like them to be able to sell their property as land rather than as a house and land. The house, we feel, is much too far gone to consider restoration as a historic designation would demand. No one is more keenly aware of this village's history and the importance of that. However, this house, which has been renovated and changed over the years, and some of that you can see in the photographs, has run its course physically and should be considered derelict and unsalvageable. Rather than languish on the market for years as unsellable, we would like that albatross removed from our parents' necks so that they can finish their days in a healthier environment with a modicum of financial security. My brother is prepared, has had an engineer over there give you an idea what kind of shape the house is in, but I don't think the engineer's report does it justice as how bad it is. And all of us, David and I and the rest of us, have taken turns going over trying to patch that house up, but it's in really bad shape. And as you know, part of the problem of asking someone to restore that house, a prospective buyer, I think, would be way too burdensome, and besides which the house has already been changed several times over the years. We have older historical photographs around 1900, and from what I can tell, looking at those, the windows have changed. There's been one chimney taken down, two chimneys put up. It even looks like the roof has been shortened, or raised actually. So, and there was a front porch added onto it. So there's nothing, as far as being very historical, I don't think that applies anymore. But this was designated in 1970 as a historical house, 1970 or thereabouts. There's a estimate of lifting the house and restoring the house that was prepared by my brother Chris's, one of his employer actually, and it's from it's from Merit Builders, and they used a estimate based on a house of similar size and stuff. But again, this estimate with the numbers based, and I think, Ham, you can
I saw
probably,
it this afternoon.
you could probably
I saw all
see
the
the,
photographs. I'd like to visit the site.
see the numbers. Well,
I really didn't
Okay.
look on the
Are
financial
you
basis.
seeking, you're saying seeking relief, so we have to understand the application, the direction that you're requesting that the house be considered for demo.
yeah,
Are you requesting it because of hardship?
Yes.
Meaning it's a financial burden?
well, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's a different process. I just want you to understand that. It's
Yeah.
different from stating that the house is no longer historic.
doesn't meet the standards of being a designated property in the historic district. It's an entirely different process.
Oh.
So I want to make sure that we understand the process that you're requesting this board, or at least the procedure you're asking this board to look at your application for consideration for a certificate of appropriateness for demolition. Is it because of the hardship, or is it because of the no longer historical integrity?
No, it's because of the hardship.
Okay, so that's a different process. That requires you to bring the engineer's report, a series of estimates of what it would cost to do the alterations, the renovations, the restoration that's involved in the process. And in doing so, the code mentions reasonable return. Doesn't mean that you have to make a ton of money on the project, but the amount of money you put into the project to renovate it in whole will be greater than the reasonable return on your investment. That's a different standard that we have to make sure that we're following the right procedure.
And John, you've made the first step by getting a cost for that.
Yeah,
We'd like
yeah.
to generally see a few of those.
I mean, usually there's between 2 to
If that's
3
the way you're going.
engineer reports, which will indicate what the cost.
Financial problems. One of the problems why the house is in deterioration is my parents haven't been able to keep up with this. Now you're asking us to hire several engineers to do several reports
I'm just letting
and
you know
stuff.
what the procedure is. That's the process.
Yeah.
So in order for us to look at this, we have to follow certain procedures. And the procedure requests that we look at the parameters, which allow us to look at it in terms of a hardship.
So in other words, you're saying that if I'm arguing that it's no longer a historical house, then that's a whole different story.
That's a different standard, and then we have a historic consultant who will go out and do a report and base his interpretation on the current condition of the home.
Well,
and as well as the current features of the home to see if it still has any of its historic integrity.
well, okay, but then what you're saying is that doesn't the condition of the home has no bearing on whether or not it's still a historical home or not?
You would have to ask him about the standards of which.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does to a certain degree, but it's non-whole.
Right.
I see. Generally speaking, a lot of applications for this sort of project that you're proposing consists of getting a few bids from house movers,
It's in bad shape, but
a number of contractors looking at the house. You've given a lot of information. The photographs show a lot. That's a great first step. It's a great first step to have at least one breakdown. What I think we're trying to say is that we need to be very sure of the costs. Normally, there's a spreadsheet that's applied to what the costs are of the house, what the costs are of the repairs, and that's laid out in such a way that the board can review that and take into account on the hardship basis. Okay?
That's for the hardship basis.
That's for the
Yeah,
hardship,
okay.
yes.
All right.
You
So
know,
I think,
you
I
may
think
still
that's-
have to go through that
Yeah,
process
yeah.
if you go into the other. if you go
I
the
just want to
other
make
route.
sure we know where we are currently. Well, I'm sorry, not we, you, the applicant. Where you are currently, you're at requesting a relief in your terms, but you're requesting that this board take in consideration overlooking the fact that it has been identified as a contributing structure within the district or the historic district.
Right.
To do so, based on today's application, it would have to be on architecture. So our our historic consultant would go out and take a look at the historical and aesthetic integrity to see if it qualifies. If you're looking, or for whatever reason, that does not work, and he finds that there's still some historical integrity, and that this board decides that based on whatever report he presents before us, we can't allow the certificate of appropriateness based on the architecture.
Right.
Then the procedure is that you will file a hardship application.
Okay.
And that's where you come with the financials.
Yeah.
Or you can circumvent that entire process and just go for the hardship application, which has to be first before us. It has to be addressed in that way. So we want to make sure we set precedents about the process.
we were quite, we knew that it would be burdensome to try to sell this place. Because I've been through this before with the Foster Boys, which is now a nice place, and it's been fixed up. But at the time, that house was on the market for years and years and years, and it was dragging them down. And I don't want my parents to have to go through that again. To go
as sympathetic as we like to be,
No.
we unfortunately can't take that in consideration
Right.
through the process. That the house can't sell, it's unsellable. We can't take that in consideration.
Right.
We're an aesthetic board that's looking at architecture and looking at the features, colors, design. We're looking at those facets right now, and the fact that it is enabled to be sold really is not something we can look at in this stage.
Is it on the
That
market now?
here, one
No,
second.
we haven't even
It's
done
on the
that.
market.
No.
I understand that, but he's making reference to the consistent that he's unable or
Got it.
there's the inability to sell the project.
Got it.
When you start talking about reselling of the property, that goes back to the hardship. So I
Right.
want to make sure that we're sticking to the process and what you're looking to apply for before this board.
Okay.
Is it the hardship or is it the architectural integrity?
I don't know. And that's why we sort of started this process,
Okay.
because we weren't sure. I knew the historical designation was going to kill us, but also, I mean, we just wanted to get permission to demolish the place.
Understood.
Yeah, okay.
You want to have
Or-
your options open.
Get permission that the house could be demolished were it to be sold.
Understood.
Yeah, okay.
Would you like a few minutes to discuss this with your brother?
Or do you want to adjourn this?
So let's adjourn it. No, adjourn it so
I
we
just want to
can.
make sure you're walking away with a clear understanding of what the process is, so
Yeah.
that there's no.
No, that's fine. I
don't want
wasn't-
you coming back
I
and
wasn't,
then coming
obviously
back
wasn't clear about that.
not being
before.
guided which way to go.
Yeah, no, let's adjourn that then.
Okay?
And then
So you're requesting that we adjourn?
Yes, please.
Board members, do you have any other questions or comments? Say any further comment from the public? Please step forward.
Yes, what day is tomorrow?
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, okay.
Okay.
Make that a little short.
Okay.
Looks like you got a speech in your hand.
No, I just bringing a letter. Richard Jastrzemski, I live on Skinner Street. I'm here to speak this evening as a neighbor of the applicant Sequino. I live around the corner from them, and I'm a couple of houses down. And I wasn't exactly sure what the process was here, so I thank you guys for clarifying that and sending the applicants back with a better feeling. Again, so I'm here just in response to the letter I get that they are supposed to send out as a concerned neighbor, and actually expressing my support for the demolish, whatever way it's classified, whether hardship and or not meeting historic precedent. I'm well aware of what we have to abide by in a historic district, and I also know that
Bless you.
I know the family. I know the family personally. I've known them for many years. I lived next to them for many years. So it's tough to. I know we have jobs to do here, and unfortunately, we live in a very wealthy area, and I think both as just citizens and people who sit on boards, I think we're a little tainted to what funds people have available. And I learned a long time ago not to count on other people's money. And that's what I'm just to speak here at. Process aside, I know these people, the house is in severe disrepair for whatever reason. And there's an accessory structure, severe disrepair. So obviously they're going to go back with their homework, what numbers to gather to go forth. But I strongly recommend, when all that is done, that this board strongly consider granting this application for these applicants, because there's a reason why it looks the way it does. And I think, and of course, I know you guys have to go out and inspect it. I implore you to do so, and I think any close inspection, even inspection from a road, a drive-by, but purely a close inspection will reveal that this house is in disrepair, and it's been neglected in areas whole. I mean,
I've seen that.
I know. So, but the inside, I mean, the outside and inside. I'm talking about the inside as well. So I know, I appreciate you considering this and educating these guys what to do. I also know that, the applicants are very limited in financial resources, and sometimes people come in front of you that's not the case, and they want to renovate, demolish.
And that's precisely why we have a hardship.
Correct. So, and that's, again, I'm glad you pointed that out.
That's the
so
code that you as trustees wrote in and enforced, and I think it's a great code. So in a way, you've already helped, and you're in the process of helping not only just your neighbor, but the concerns. But I think the chair was very eloquent in explaining the process, and I hope that maybe there could be some sort of letter in the building department that could express that, or lay out that process so it's crystal clear.
Well, again, just as a
Thank you.
concerned
Thank
neighbor,
you.
that's why I want to come up and say that. I
Thank
thank
you.
you for the work you do, boy.
Thanks,
And
Rich.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Good, thanks, and happy Thanksgiving. Okay.
Anything further? Any other public comment? Okay, so you have a few things to do, a little homework to do. If you do have questions, I suggest that you also go to the building department. There should be a pamphlet in file that gives information about our process for a certificate of appropriateness. They should be able to.
They'll be able to lay out either or, the historical or the hardship.
No, they're not there to lay out. They're there to just explain what the process is. Then you have to present your case, and then that's where the investigation goes out, the report is done, and this board does a deliberation. He's not a voting party of this board. His responsibility is a third-party agent that we hire, just like our legal counsel, not necessarily hire, but that we empower to go out and do reports so that we're better equipped with the information. We're not historians. And we do the best we can with what we don't know. We have to hire others to do for us. So do you have any other questions?
Now, what's the next date that I would adjourn to?
That's another question, or whether we're going to, I guess the December
12th.
December 12th.
11th. December 11th.
Yes.
You're going to want a little time to look this over, John, and think about that.
The engineers' reports.
Probably sometime in January.
We'll probably go there.
This next meeting after that, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Just to
So you're
get all that
making,
together.
you're requesting an adjournment.
Please.
Counsel?
I just want to make sure myself that John understands that the hardship criteria in that application is based upon a denial of the certificate of appropriateness based upon historic criteria. Now, somebody could say if they were clearly facing a denial, they might come into the board and say, well, since I know I'm going to be denied, let me just jump right to the financial hardship issue. But I don't think that's the way that would be a first for this board, and it's not a preferable way to do it.
No, so the historical way is the best way to go.
Well, it's the way that the code is written.
The way it should be
So,
done.
yeah, there is an official application for the certificate of
Well,
appropriate
then
to
that's
demolish
fine. We should attend.
on the merits. If that is denied, then the next procedure is the financial hardship.
Well,
So that all
if that's the
the
case, and
But I would start gathering your information.
The counsel finish.
all the issues, John, on the merits need to be presented at the first part of the procedure with regard to why it should be allowed to be demolished, lacking historic significance criteria, et cetera, et cetera. And again, then it's only then if that's denied that
all right, that's clear.
an applicant, and the way the code is phrased, it says may engage in the hardship procedure, so it's not even obligatory, but we understand in these circumstances you would be making that application.
So I should get the historical stuff
Yeah,
together first.
you need to focus first on the presentation with an idea of where you're eventually going to go, but.
Okay. Thank you.
Motion to approve applicant's request to adjourn.
I make a motion that we approve the applicant John Aquino's request to adjourn 281 North Main Street to the next meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And final historic application for this evening.
It's prohibited.
Next application, Mr. Chair, is Carol Lynn, 196 Hill Street, for construction of driveway gates.
Hi, I'm Ryan Bell, representing Carol this evening.
Thank you.
I'm not Carol.
I don't assume anything. Wrought iron?
Yeah, it's powder-coated aluminum, see-through. The bottom has a solid piece only because she has small dogs, a couple Brussels Griffins and stuff. And we tried to go with a style that would be a little more with the inn across the street. Nothing solid or
And you're worried about them running down the entire flag lot?
no flag lot.
Okay. Brian, comments?
No, I think it's very appropriate.
Pam?
Nice.
Christine?
Nope, very appropriate.
Esther?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Any public comment on the application? As small as the request is, unfortunately, well, fortunately for you, you're still in the historic district, and therefore requires written decision. So that will be done at our next meeting. As right now, there's no opposition of the board.
Okay.
Consensus is to approve the application, and we'll have council prepare that at our next meeting.
Awesome.
Any
Perfect.
questions?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn for a written decision.
I make a motion that we adjourn the application of Carol Lynn on Hill Street for a written decision by our council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Good luck.
Have a good Thanksgiving, guys.
First application, non-historic.
First application non-historic is Jasper Rose, 60 Halsey Street. Amend prior ARB approval.
Applicant present? Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn the application of Jasper Rose at 60 Horsey Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next application, please.
Next application is Bill and Sharon Jacob, 52 Bishop's Lane, for in-kind rebuilding of an existing barn.
Is the applicant present? Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion we adjourn Bill and Sharon Jacob at 52 Bishop's Lane.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next application,
Next
please.
application is Mark and Carrie Arantino, 39 Adams Lane, two-story house, detached garage and accessory pool house.
It's in front of you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Second.
I have folders for and drawings.
Do you have any options
See the
tonight?
same?
In front of you, that's
Do you
not.
have any
No, that's,
Additional options? Yes.
You
Well, this is for the balcony, yes, they have dimensions.
Sorry, there's no
Okay.
stamp here tonight.
What's that?
There's no stamp, so I just have to write it.
Okay.
FYI, in the future, we
Fold them.
prefer mini renderings.
Half-size sets.
Sorry.
It's a lot of paperwork.
It would also be very helpful to get them in advance of the meeting so we can review them.
Thank you.
This is a proposed landscape plan?
Yes, we had a landscape, the client hired a landscape architect to
Okay, so there has been no change for the second story deck. This is the representation, or at least an attempt to,
still get the balcony.
okay.
Is this the inset balcony or?
The inset, yes. And it was my understanding that if it was dimensioned and we had a landscape,
Where are the plans for the inset balcony?
the plans are,
Where are the elevations that show the inset balcony?
it's on the drawings I just sent.
Brian, any comments?
I wanted to see the location of the houses on either side. Do we have that?
On the, there's a aerial photograph showing
Okay.
the adjacent houses are pretty much in line with the existing house. The new house is actually going to be, if you look on the site plan,
The balcony's about 20 feet further towards the back of the yard.
So what is the percentage of what's recessed and what's actually?
It's a 5-foot balcony, just enough to get 2 chairs on it, basically. And 2 feet of it is projected out. So you just couldn't pull it in any further without affecting the use of the bedrooms.
Pam?
I actually like it. I think it's good. It's recessed in, it's 5 feet overall. You get about half of it in. I still think that it's a bit of a push, but I like it. I like the way it settles in.
Esther?
I still have concerns about their ability to see what's happening in their neighbors' yards.
If you look on one thing about this property is there are 2 very large evergreens on one side, and the other side has a fairly big one also. Plus the house, the juxtaposition of the houses next to it, they're really not going to be looking at the house per se, basically looking into their backyard.
Into the yard.
If you look on the photographs that are.
Christine? Comments?
I have some reservations about the decks.
Brian?
Yeah, I think the house is great looking. I can understand the concern about the proximity to the neighbors. On the left side, you will be looking right into their backyard with the pool, and with the screening, that will be alleviated, but we all know that screening sometimes things happen. On the other side, it's not so much of a problem because it looks like there's a garage there with just an open backyard. So.
What are the height
See
of
this?
the trees that you're shown? And are they existing, or are you adding that?
Well, there are trees there now, as you can see in the photographs. There are 2 very large evergreens on the west side of the property. And we would put in whatever evergreens are required to screen it and make sure that if they did die, they would be replaced.
For the most part, the reason why we have issues, well, we have concerns about the second story deck, obviously, is privacy issues. The amount that's actually clearing, that I don't think would be the area that the homeowners will be congregating and therefore intruding on their privacy. I don't really have an issue with the recessed deck. I had a problem with the actual deck being so prominent where they have more than multiple people congregating and basically entertaining and being able to intrude on someone else's property.
Yeah, I mean, we made it small enough that you really can't have more than 2 people out there at one time.
I don't have an issue with it.
Okay.
Esther?
Okay.
Christine?
I've said what I said.
Okay. Any public comment? The only challenges were the second story decks. Anything else with the aesthetics, landscape plan?
No, the rest of the.
Good is fine.
Okay. Motion to approve with the condition of the recently received second story deck being recessed.
And the plantings.
And the plan. And the landscape plan.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Good luck.
Thank you.
These are going into the file. Do we have 2 of these?
Yes.
You need this
Did
one.
you?
Yeah,
enter
there's
that
a-
one?
Do
You
you want
did?
this
Okay,
back?
great, okay.
Is everybody ironed?
No.
Do we want to keep 2 of these or
Yes.
we'll come back?
Brian, you were aye, right?
Do we need this?
Yeah. Okay. The second, which one is it? The landscape plan?
That's Adam's landscape.
Can you fit that in there?
1 second.
Sure.
You have James Street.
James Street. I don't think so. No, James Street.
Chair, next application, James Street for construction of two-story single-family dwelling, garage, and pool house.
My name is Franco Biscardi, Vice President at Brady Design. I've handed out small sets which are already on file. At the last meeting, the board requested that the style of the pilasters on the elevations match the pilasters in the color renderings. The plans you have now reflect that change.
No other changes?
Nope.
Okay, that's great.
Oh, yeah. Christine, comments?
No.
Esther?
Much- Thank you.
Pam?
Clarified, that's good.
Any public comment on the application? Motion to approve?
I make a motion that we approve James Street LLC at 7 James Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do you want two of these back?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Just the entire file?
Thank you. 54.
Next application, please.
Next application is Beach Development, 54 Lee Avenue, for construction of two-story single-family dwelling with attached garage and accessory pool house.
Yeah, that's which one?
Winter.
Right?
Always ready. Okay.
Michael White, 44 Pulaski Street for Beach Street Development. The first meeting that we were here, we had this house very similar with a turret. And we were about to get approvals, and then someone stood up and said they didn't like the stone around the entrance. So we put that off. We went to another meeting. Then it was almost a unanimous, nobody likes the turret, so we took the turret off. We took the stone off around the door, and we just have stone down here, and I think this is what you guys were looking for.
Well, actually, I don't like.
You know,
Do you have a lot of this stone laying around?
there's a lot of houses with stone in them.
Trying to get rid of the stone?
I think it was just the arch, though, that was.
Yeah,
it
took
was
that out.
more the
You
arch than the
changed
stone.
it.
It's much cleaner.
Yeah.
It's much better.
And this is the landscape plan, and I have pictures of the neighboring properties. I don't think really there's any need to do any screening, because I think they're already properly screened. But we're gonna do 10 to 12-foot Leland cypresses on both sides, and we're gonna do privet hedge at the front going down the line, so they could still see out and see the street, and keep these at 5 foot. And then the sides will have the larger trees.
Brian?
I think it's much better, much softer. Yeah.
Christine?
I think it's a big improvement.
Esther?
Thank you.
Pam?
I'd like to see brick on the chimney, but other than that, it's come a long way.
I won't do it. Any public comment, please? Motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve Beach Street development at 54 Lee Avenue.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Gregory Fitch, 176 Elm Street, construction of two-story family dwelling, pool house, and garage.
Is the applicant present?
No, I don't think the applicant.
Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion that we adjourn the application of Gregory Fitch at 176 Elm Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next application,
Old
please.
Town Development, LLC, 90 Old Town Lane, for new house. Two-story, single-family dwelling with attached garage and pool house.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is John Keene. I'm the new developer as a project known as Old Town on the corner of Wickapog and Old Town Road that has been bouncing around for about 10 years, I think. So hopefully we'll get this project moving.
Congratulations.
I have here the affidavits of filing for posting and mailing. The home that we propose is fully conforming in every way. We're just shy of a 4-acre lot. The house is approximately 11,890 square feet, 94 square feet. The pool house is approximately 793 square feet, and the attached garage is approximately 860 square feet.
What's the lot size?
The lot size is just shy of 4 acres.
Just shy.
Yeah. I'll give you the
The
exact
first house in this development.
First house to go up in this development, yes, you're correct.
Are there any other applications at this time?
None at this time. We are, I believe we filed another one. Have we filed? We filed one more that will be in front of you hopefully at the next hearing.
Okay.
In answer to your question, the acreage is,
And this is why we say no mini sets, please.
yeah, I just heard that before. Next time we'll make sure we bring in mini sets so you don't have to do that.
Drive a tractor trailer truck. Yeah.
Very amusing. I've already looked at these, I'm all
It's
set.
3.81 acres.
I've seen it too.
Sorry, what's your first name?
John.
John? Okay, John, can I just, I've already seen the plans, but I have a couple of quick questions. The outer buildings that you have here, that's part of this application, correct?
That's correct,
And
yes.
all the materials, siding, roofing, brick, fenestration, trim details, corbels, railings, and so forth, all match up?
All match up.
Okay.
It's all
thank
white
you.
trim. It's a shingle house, wooden roof.
Okay. Got it. Okay, and we have an affidavit of mailing, an affidavit of posting, Mr. Chair. File.
Here's a rendering. I don't know if you need it.
Yeah, you can hold that up and turn it
Put it that way.
that way so the camera can see.
Somebody can look at it.
Can you hold it still? Thank you.
Brian, comments?
I think it's just beautiful. I'm really looking forward to seeing it built.
I do too.
Thank you.
I think it's really, really lovely. The first house going in is setting the
Setting the
standard.
precedent, yeah.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
there is one change I should bring up from the time we did. No, it's nothing. It's minor. The pool size was a little larger because they didn't include the overflow, but it still is fully conforming, and there's a
Pool's not
trellis.
a part of our precedent.
John, we're good.
Then we're good.
We're good.
There was a
Good
trellis
luck
also.
in-
I guess that doesn't
Can
affect
Esther have her comment?
I just love the way
John, it was worth waiting for.
Thank you very much.
I want to live there. Love it there.
Thank
Wow.
you so much.
Okay.
I'll see you all next
Next
month.
week.
Or next Tuesday.
Yeah, we have a good Thanksgiving. Is there a motion?
Public comment. If you have the opportunity to go in the building department and see this, it's worth the visit. Motion to approve.
make a motion that we approve the application of Old Town Development LLC at number 9 Old Town Lane.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, and happy
Look.
Thanksgiving.
So, 45 Moses Lane LLC for construction of two-story single-family dwelling, detached garage, accessory cottage, and a pool house.
After the last meeting, I went back and photographed quite a few houses in the area and put together these binders. And in lieu of the fact that the balconies seem to be an issue, I spoke to the owner, and they agreed to just get rid of them. So it's just a covered porch now.
What a wise move.
Sorry?
Where's the plan?
Give me a second.
She's marking them in. Yeah, she doesn't have the stamps.
What you're giving me, does it match what we already have?
The only difference is the balconies were taken out.
Balconies are taken out.
Scale, materials, everything else matches.
Everything's the same. It's basically cedar shingles with white trim.
Brian, any comments?
Just let me look real quick.
Oh, I know what that. We did it.
Occupational hazard.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine.
Just wondering, since we have a trustee here, maybe we can get workman's comp.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Paper cuts.
Thank you for taking out the balcony.
You're
Brian, any comments?
I think it's fine.
Christine?
It's fine.
Esther?
Thank you.
Pam?
Fine.
Any public comment on the application? Motion to approve with the condition of removal of the second-story deck.
I make a motion that we approve 45 Moses Lane LLC at 45 Moses Lane with the change of removing the two back decks.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. Windmill Lane LLC, 49 Windmill Lane for exterior alterations.
These are the secondary materials already.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nika.
Very welcome. Nika Strunk, 37 Windmill Lane. I'm the attorney for the applicant. This is this building is on Windmill Lane, clearly, and it's a commercial building, and the application is to add an additional exterior door and awning to the building. The building has been occupied, the first floor of the building has been occupied by La Carrezza in its entirety, but La Carrezza is going to be taking back, I guess the landlord's going to be taking back part of the space. La Carrezza is going to be confining its operations to the north side of the building, and the landlord is planning to, the owner is planning to open up this southern part of the first floor and at some point get another tenant there. So the application, if you look at the very, very last page of the packet, there's the color elevation. The door is going to match exactly the existing doors there, the awning as well, and at this time there's no application for a sign because the identity of the tenant is not known. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to.
Structurally, exterior, it's not much change.
No, I think it's quite clear that it's really completely consistent with the building as it is.
Okay.
Brian, comments?
I think it's fine.
Christine?
No, it's fine. I looked at it in the building.
Thank you.
Esther? Pam?
Nice, complete application, it's nice.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Any public comments on the application?
Oh, I was gonna show you, I do have a materials board if there's any, if you wanna just
You're
pass it
matching
around.
existing.
It matches existing,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay.
Good. Well, thank you for bringing that in.
No
Very thorough, Nikki, thank you.
Would you like one of these sets back for your records?
No, I have them. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
very well.
Motion to approve.
Make a motion that we approve the application of Windmill Lane LLC at 49 Windmill Lane.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Kenneth Jocelyn, 27 Captain's Neck Lane for construction of driveway gates.
Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving. Agina, DKR Shores, here to represent Kenneth Joslin. Oh. Welcome. Typical white gate, powder coated aluminum. You have the drawings.
What is the spacing?
On the pickets?
Yes.
Do you have the new ones? It is 1 and... I don't have my glasses on, sorry. It says it on here.
So 1 1/4.
1.5 is the spacing.
1.25.
I'm sorry.
No, the pickets
I'm
are
sorry.
1 1/4. The
Hold on.
spacing.
I'm in the
is
next
2
gate.
and-
Hold on. One and a quarter. No.
Pretty.
No, it's 1.5.
Can I ask you, the height of the posts are 8 feet and the gates are also 8 feet?
8 from grade, yeah.
8 from grade?
Right.
What are the gates themselves?
It's smart.
On the drawing, it says, well, the height is actually 8 from grade, but there's a 6-inch gap on the bottom.
Okay.
So are you, I'm sorry?
There's 2 options there.
Okay, so you're proposing 2 options. You're showing us 2.
That was the original one. I have the newest.
So this no
I
longer
dropped
exists?
off. Yeah,
This
throw
is
that
no
one out.
longer-
I could do
Throw that
this.
one out.
Okay.
It was a hand
This is the other
sketch,
one?
sorry.
Just don't want to confuse the file.
I dropped off the new ones.
So these are the new ones, right?
So what we're holding here in our hands are the new
Yes,
sets.
This is the real one.
yes.
What's this?
Was this signed off? Don't we have a 6-foot?
I'm sorry, it's 2 and 1/16 spaces.
2 and
It's-
1/16.
The pickets are
We
actually
typically
1
like to
and a
see,
half.
2 to 3 inch space for more transparency. Just typically,
Okay.
we'll see what the board feels about what you presented. Brian, you have any comments?
No, I thought we had a 6-foot height
I
restriction.
thought so too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the
I mean, this
posts
is
can
for
be
deer.
8 feet, but the gates themselves are restricted to 6.
Yeah, the gates can't be more than 6 feet.
6, yeah.
The
So-
posts can be,
But I think
Posts can
you're
be-
going in the right direction.
Mhm.
It's just that it looks like
Designed by
a wall.
Walpole. I didn't draw it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Also trying to figure how it got through without code enforcement signature or authorization.
Drawing a blank on any height restriction for the gates. But-
Yeah, I don't think there's a written.
Fencing is definitely 6 feet.
Pardon?
Fencing is 6 feet is maximum, correct, on the front?
In a
Yeah.
front yard, but
Right.
I don't know of
Yeah,
any
4
restriction
feet
on the
from
gate.
100 feet in, I think, is what it has to be. Then it can go to 6 feet. It depends
No,
on
I
the,
think I don't know what the height, can't remember what the height restriction is in the front yard for the fencing.
I don't have an
but,
issue with the gate.
I don't think gates have
as
ever
long
been.
as the
an
height
issue.
restriction is.
I think Walpole checked on the restriction
Okay,
before he
we're gonna
designed
just need to
it.
get clarification on the height.
I'm sorry.
I do apologize, and I'm sure the board apologizes too, but
it's not signed off then.
we have 2 challenges. A, typically when we have driveway gate, we have in the application, we'll have a alternate stamp here that which requires the code enforcement to sign off on the approval, meaning that it fits their parameters for driveway gates. Unfortunately, that's not on here, and board members have a challenge in figuring what the actual code will allow. So
Okay.
in both situations, we have, unfortunately, too many unknowns. So if we can get clarification in our next meeting after the clarification, I would suggest that you do the same with the building department, just in case
there is a mistake, it gives you time to make the corrections, to have it presented at our next meeting.
Okay.
Board members, do you have any questions about the aesthetics of the fence?
Yes, the posts. I'd like to see the fence and the posts on one plan so we can see the relationship. There's no posts on that fence, but there are
Nice
posts
front
with the two
elevation.
options that have been crossed out. So I think basically put everything on one page would be great.
Do you have any issues
Well,
with
the
the
posts
spacing?
are, the posts are on the first elevation plan. They're just very simple 6-inch square on either side of the gate.
But if they're 8 feet
Mimicking.
tall and 6-inch square, it's going to look ridiculous. Okay. So why
Okay.
don't you just, if you can just tighten that up a little bit and present and check with the height. And are they lit
Okay.
as well?
No, there's no lighting on this
No
one.
ground lighting or anything?
Not on this one, no.
Did you have any issue with the spacing, Cam?
I'd like to see increased spacing, but I'm okay with that. It's very close to Hill Street, so I understand the spacing.
Okay, so check on the height.
Esther?
Check on code enforcement.
Yeah, I would like to see them slightly wide, a little bit more spacing if you could.
What spacing?
More transparency.
Yeah.
More openness.
Understood, but 3-inch, 2
3 and a
and
half, 3 is fine.
3.
is a better step in the right direction, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't go.
And put the posts on the same plan if you would.
Okay,
Thank you.
Any public comment?
Not that bad.
I didn't design
All right,
it.
so at this time, you're asking the board to adjourn so that you can prepare your, the information for the next meeting?
I'll check with Diane and see what she says.
Motion to approve applicant's request to adjourn till our
Make
next
a
meeting.
motion that we approve the applicant Kenneth Jocelyn at 27 Captain's Neck Lane, request to adjourn to our next meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Maria Francesca Carly, 33 Captain's Neck Lane for driveway gates.
Gina, DKR Shores, here to represent Maria as well.
These right next door to each other?
Yeah, they're actually wife and
Oh, okay.
husband.
Husband and wife living in an adjoining house.
Well, no, they just,
A
one
good
owns
marriage.
one property, the other one wants the other. You know, they
New
want to
age
keep it
marriage, I
50-50.
like
Oh, that's why they have the different gate. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
We've been arguing over them for years.
Now this gate I like
That's
a
some
lot
doghouse.
better.
I'm telling you, that's some doghouse for a man. Spacing is 2 inches. 2
and
and
an eighth.
1/8.
Mm-hmm. No, these are good.
These are pretty. Yep.
I have no issue. Brian?
Fine.
Christine?
No, they're fine.
Esther?
Good.
Pam?
Excellent.
Any public comments on the application? Motion to approve.
This is a 6-foot person. These
I make a
guys.
motion that we approve
Not a 6-foot
Maria
person.
Francesca Carly, 33 Captain's
a
Neck
6-foot
Lane
person.
for new driveway gates.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good Thanksgiving.
You too, thank you. Next
Fortuna
application.
Pheasant Close LLC, 90 Pheasant Close East for construction of 2 sets of driveway gates.
I'm here to represent.
Affidavit of posting and mailing is in the, is complete.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
I'm here to represent Fortuna. We're applying for 2 sets of driveway gates, approximately 6 feet high, 19 feet 6 wide, on both sides of the property.
A lot of transparency.
Yeah. I like that. That's,
I do too.
what's the material?
Steel, powder coated. It matches the railings on the house, the spiral staircases, and the whole detail inside and outside.
Do you have 2 sets of plans? Did you,
I did give them, but I got another set of.
just so the file can be complete, please?
Sure.
Pam?
I'd like to see the plan just for a second.
It's coming your way.
It's right next to you.
Ask and you will receive.
Apparently. Very nice.
Esther?
Very nice.
Christine?
Different and
Yeah, I
nice.
like them. Go with the
Simply
house.
modern.
Yeah, very sharp, very clean,
Beautiful.
very neat.
I'm fine with it.
I have no issue. Any public comment on the application? Motion to approve?
Make a motion that we approve the driveway gates for Fortuna Pheasant Close LLC at 90 Pheasant Close.
Second.
All in favor?
All right, good luck.
Thank you. Have a good holiday.
You too.
Halsey Family Limited Partnership, 11 Halsey Path. Two-story, single family with a pool house.
Good evening, I'm the architect for the project. My name is Val Florio. So we are proposing roughly a 6,000 square foot two-story residence with an attached two-car garage, a front porch, and a trellis on the rear of the house.
Basic Southampton summer camp.
Can you flip around to page 2?
The rendering?
Val, all the materials, cedar roof, cedar siding, white painted trim?
Correct.
Okay, and a fenestration, divided lights, and as it's proposed here?
That's right.
Okay.
Clean design.
Thank you.
What's that?
Clean design.
He's a great architect.
No decks.
Nice guy, he's just softly spoken.
Pam, you've spoken. Esther, do you have any comments?
It's wonderful. Val, I have a question that on to the left of the front door, the height of the windows in that rounded area, why are they so low?
This element is a stair tower, so as the stairs travel up, we have windows below. So the landing, they can't climb any higher, those windows on the tower, but that's why they are lower, yes.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Christine?
No.
Brian?
I think it's great.
Any public comment on the application? Good luck.
Very good, thank you, have a good holiday. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man.
Good to see you.
Motion to approve.
Make a motion that we approve the application of Halsey Family Limited Partnership at 11 Halsey Path.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And our final application for this
Final
evening.
application, Mr. Chair, is Dean and Liz Keller at 283 Gin Lane. Addition to dwellings, breezeway, and garage.
Evening.
Evening.
We are proposing to renovate
Your
an
name for the
existing...
record, please.
I'm sorry?
Your name for the record.
Boris Baranovich, architect. We are proposing to renovate an existing residence and enlarge it by about 1,200 square feet, adding a second story over an existing single-story wing and adding a two-car garage and some minor bays. The outside is going to be shingle with white trim and a new shingle roof.
But it matches the original?
Yes.
What's the size of the lot?
It's just about 2 acres.
Brian, comments?
Could you just explain in the rendering what the new parts are?
There is a gable end here that we are lowering and making a pitched roof here.
Okay.
And this was a single-story wing here originally. We are putting a second story above it.
Mm-hmm.
And this, on this end, this is a new two-car garage.
Beautiful. I have no issues with it.
Very nicely done.
Christine?
No, I think it's lovely.
Pam?
Looks great, Boris.
Well in keeping. Any public comment? Anything further from the applicant? Motion to approve.
Make a motion that we approve the application of Dean and Liz Keeler, is that right?
Yes, Keller.
Keeler, at 283 Gin Lane.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Very nice presentation.
Although our agenda mentions,
Thank you for that presentation.
thank you. Although our agenda mentions October 9th and October 23rd, they were already approved in prior meetings. The only minutes that are for us to discuss are from November 13th. However, a member has some challenges with some of the language, so therefore we're going to wait for any alterations that are necessary, and then we'll vote at our next meeting. What members have any questions, issues, comments? Nope. All right. So what's left is the close of our October 27th. I'm sorry, November 27th.
For the record, I'm not
I
challenging,
make
I
a
just
motion
didn't
that
have
we
a chance to
close-
fully review.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, you want me to close?
Yes.
Make a motion that we close the November 27th meeting of the Board of Architecture Review and Historic Preservation. And happy Thanksgiving.
All in favor?
Aye. Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.